Hi there, everyone. My name is Ryan Bertucci, and I'm the owner with the Southern Maryland office of Real Property Management Gold, locally serving St. Mary's, Charles, and Calvert counties, out of offices in Lexington Park and Waldorf. Today, I want to discuss a hot topic amongst rental property owners in our Southern Maryland region, and that is military tenants. We get a lot of people that come to us who say, I want to rent my house to military tenants only. So I want to kind of discuss some of the pluses and actual minuses to renting with military tenants. First of all, with military tenants is, yes, military tenants usually are great tenants. However, they're not any better than any of the other people out on the market in regards to the property. It really doesn't make sense to only limit your search to military tenants, as you're cutting out about 80% of the tenant base here in our region. You don't want to just automatically disqualify them because they're not military. It's not found that military tenants are any better as long as they obtain the same screening process as everybody else. There are actually quite a few drawbacks to military tenants. One of them is that we do see a high turnover before leases expire. In the state of Maryland and nationwide, if a military tenant is active duty and gets permanent change of station orders or other orders to deploy, you have to let them out of the lease with a 30-day notice. Turnover is the biggest expense with any rental property. So if you have people who aren't going to be in the property for the full time, it could be a risk. We don't recommend not leasing to somebody who's military because of that, but that is something you need to consider if you do lease to them, that you could end up having to turn your property over a little bit earlier because of this. Another thing is that if a military tenant does damage your home, then it's very difficult to go to collections for them. A myth we commonly see with military tenants is a lot of people say, well, they're in the military, so if they come in my house and they destroy my house, then I'm just going to call their commander and they're going to take action against them and make them pay me my money for the damages that they've done. I hear this from a lot of homeowners, some of them who are military, and unfortunately there have been some military tenants who have done some things that have not been good in properties. And the commander has never gotten involved in a housing situation. These people are commanding hundreds of people, and they have a lot going on with doing their job. They don't really have time to go and babysit these people who are living in private residences and commuting to a base. Very uncommon is that. Usually they're looking for if they break the law or something like that. Unfortunately, with a rental property, that's more so of a civil matter, and it's very unlikely that the military is going to get involved if you do have an issue with the tenant. Another thing I want to note about military tenants is that if you're looking for a military tenant, it doesn't make sense to list on any of these military sites, AHRN or military by owner. They all, a lot of them, they charge money for placing a listing on there, but the problem with these sites is, number one, you don't actually have to be military to post, and you don't have to be military to view. So all you're really paying for is a listing site that just says military on it. You can place your listing on any other place, and it will be just as effective for finding a military tenant or any other tenant. All right, this is Ryan Bertucci with the Southern Maryland office of Real Property Management Gold. Just want to share some thoughts on military tenants. If you have any questions, please feel free to let us know. Thanks.